So if you were riding with my dad compared to riding with this teenager who is learning, you might go, "Wow, the, that is incredible! How much better of a more sentient, if it was a case of a autonomous vehicle, it can go really close to these things and not hit them." I've noticed that with lane changes in difficult situations, it really takes bigger risks than I would. I'm a little bit aggressive when it comes to lane changes. I drive in the Los Angeles freeways for the last 60 years, and I'm pretty aggressive on these Los Angeles freeways about lane changes. It's way more aggressive than I am. Because why? It's got a camera over here, and it's
Yeah,
got a camera over here, and it can tell, what's going on. And it has a faster, now it has a faster ability to take into consideration what it thinks all these vehicles are going to do.
yeah. I mean,
It's sentient.
it's interesting because your perception of it being aggressive may be, I mean, clearly it has no emotional state. It's
Right?
not being aggressive. I mean, it can be put in a mode
Yes.
that it's making these decisions, like the hurry mode.
Yes.
But the reality is that it's if it's making that lane change, it's doing it fairly safely because
Mhm.
it's computing faster than you and seeing better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we see this all the time where a vehicle that we're not even aware of is coming up on the car. And so the car is not making the lane change because it can see this vehicle and you
Right.
can't.
Right.
And so that makes it feel more alive, more aware than a human, which by itself makes it feel, safer.
Yeah. So I think definitionally what's happening here is that by, you know, the beginning of this was, okay, how did this develop? It was, let's move the entire stack to AI end to end. That meant the perception and the planning side of the stack. Prior to that, it was the planning side and the perception side was AI and the planning side was algorithmic code. That was version 11, 10, I suppose. 12 went end to end AI. The neural network model was probably fairly simple. 13 evolved that to be both larger parameters, but I think they also started on what is known as a mixture of experts architecture, where they built subcomponents of the neural net to focus on things like intersections, highway travel. Driving is not a uniform act.
Right.
There are these special, driving in snow, driving in rain, driving in fog, etc. These can be written on this mixture of experts. They talked about it. They talked about it in one of the earnings call that they were actually doing that during the 13 timeline. I believe that they carry that forward in 14. They probably put more expert modules in the neural network itself. They made the whole neural network itself much bigger by 10x, and then they've trained trained it with a lot of reinforcement learning. So what Elon is perceiving through this evolution himself is that now the car feels like an extremely good driver, that it has good anticipation, makes the right moves, adjust its speed better, does its turning, the better sort of consistent turning radius, etc. And all those things, dial into his brain as saying, well, this is sort of a sentient type of thing because it's like the best human driver that now is out there.
Yeah,